Okay, so next we're going to put on the lock. I bought a decent Schlage because I figure why have a security door if you're going to put a cheap lock on it, right? Okay, security set. It says here all you need is a screwdriver. So 40 million homes, 95 years. Installs in minutes with screwdriver. Guaranteed to fit standard doors. Snap and stay holds deadbolt in place while tightening screws. So I guess when you install it, there's something called snap and stay. Installation videos at Schlage.com. Well, it's too late, so we're ready to put it on now. Okay, so let's open the box here. Don't destroy the box in case you want to bring it back. Okay, they give you 2 keys. I think Lowe's can actually change this too. That's something that I forgot to ask her. I was going to ask her if she could make it the same as the door. They can do that there.
They can?
Yeah. So it would be the same key. You want to wait to install it? Because they can do that there. Match it to the other key.
I don't know. It would be better than having 2 separate keys every time you want to get in the door.
Yeah, okay, then we'll just wait. Okay. Okay, so we're going to wait to install this. You can see how it says match this code. Then the door lock and the screen door will be the same key. So I know Lowe's can also get in there and change those. I think at our store there's only 2 people that know how to do it. So a locksmith can do it, but they charge another 50 bucks to come out and do it. So I'm going to bring this back to Lowe's, see if they can match it with our other door, because the other lock is a Schlage too. And then we'll only have 1 key to open up both doors. Okay, see ya. Hi all. Okay, now we're going to put on the lock, and it doesn't look like I'm going to have a problem with the door handle being here or the deadbolt being here, because the door sits a lot lower. I know they say sometimes the 2 will match up. So you flip them around, you put the handle up here and the deadbolt down here. So I think I'll do it the same. Deadbolt up here, handle down here. It should be pretty easy. I bought this Schlage lock at the hardware store. It's supposed to be real easy to put on. I had it rekeyed. Lowe's did it for nothing. She said when you first buy the lock, they'll rekey it the first time for free. I had it rekeyed at Lowe's. It took her about 5 minutes. I just showed her the key from the other door. I gave her this key, and then she made these locks work with this key. So I watched a few videos online about it. It doesn't look that hard, but you got to know how to take them apart, put them back together, and got to have all the little tools and the parts to put in there. So they sell kits for like 10 bucks, but since they do it for free, I just had them do it. Okay. So the deadbolt goes with this part, and the door handle goes with this part. I don't think I'll need any of this stuff. maybe a couple screws. So let's see here. These two big ones go with the DeadBolt. They go in here. And then we have two small ones. Man, those are awful small. Go inside here. Okay. Okay, so normally, you know, you put a door on and then you put the locks on last. It said in the screen door directions to put the locks on here first. So now I understand why, because then you know where to put that last pole. It helps you line up that last pole. So this part just goes in here. And the slide goes on here because that's how it locks. It slides in. It's got a slide here. And then they give you these screws. See how they're like wood screws on the bottom and then metal screws here at the top. So we're going in the middle here. Don't strip the metal, because if you make them too tight, then you'll strip the metal. Okay, and then this, the only tricky part about this is this guy has got to go through here. Now you can adjust this. This thing has to be in the center of the hole. And now this just slides into here. And these big parts here wrap around this. Okay. So that's how that goes in there. Now the problem I'm having here is, hold the door there.
Yeah.
Is on the back of the lock. On the back of the lock. See how it's not fitting flush. Okay. On the back of the lock, they've got these little knobby things sticking up on both sides. There's one here, and there's one here. So that's not allowing the lock to sit flush on the middle. See how that rocks? I figure they do that so it won't float around, but
It works on a wooden door. But you can.
well, I suppose the other lock had it too. But maybe when you tighten it up, it would go into the metal, but I don't think it's going to make an indent
No.
on here. So that's where I want it. But I guess I'm going to have to use like a little ice pick or something and make a couple little indents. I don't want to chop them off, sand them down, because that might stop the lock from rotating. So I'll make a couple little marks and then smack it with a hammer. Just gonna put a couple little dabs on here. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I sanded these down a little bit. I just used a real sharp drill bit to cut it down some, and then I used one of these sanding things, and that kind of leveled those off a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to put it on. Okay, so we want this guy facing up. So this guy is facing up. Both these go up, and then this wraps around the lock part. This thing here. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. Okay, this thing, it just kind of slides in there. So I don't know what it does. You just can't really see what it's doing down inside there. So line these two holes up with the other two holes and hope that part works right. You know? So before we put the screws in, see if that works. Okay, it works like this. See if it locks. Okay, so yeah, it works. Okay.
If they go in this side.
Yeah. So what's nice about this company is you don't have to fiddle around trying to find where these screws go. They fall right into place. You know, you don't have to get back inside here and try and figure out where the hole is. If it doesn't fit real tight, maybe I'll take it out and put some type of rubber gasket behind both of them. We'll see what happens after we tighten down the screws. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm just worried about snow and ice getting back in there in the wintertime, freezing up the lock. Put some duct tape on it.
Is that how you patch the hole in your pants?
Yeah.
You got duct tape hanging on. Your father worked construction. He had a big rip in his pants from something, and so he put wire through it.
Okay, it works.
Yay! Does it
Yeah.
work with the key?
Yeah. We spoke too soon.
Huh?
Right? We spoke too soon.
Why?
And then It hasn't worked till it works with the key. Okay. And then these outside caps, they just kind of snap in place. See they fall off. They got these little indents. So now that it's tightened up, it doesn't seem like it's staying on real good. Might have to get the Gorilla Glue out on that too.
You might have to loosen them up to get it to snap on there.
Yeah, see, that's not staying on. It barely catches. So once we know it works, we'll just stick some glue in there or something.
Okay, which way is locked? That way? Sideways?
So it works the same as the inside door. So you go that way to unlock it. And then that way to lock it.
And I hope you don't have as much trouble with the deadbolt.
Yeah, but now this thing ain't sticking on at all. What happened is when I tightened this down, it pulled that inside piece of metal close to the door, and now this side won't stay on. If it ain't one thing, it's another.
So it's little clips.
So it's kind of a pretty good fit. The outside one don't look all that great, but the inside metal's hugging the door pretty good. Not perfect. It's on there. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to put the deadbolt on. And this one should be fairly easy too. These things adjust. See how that turns? So that will determine the width from here to here. So that hole has to be in the middle. So that goes in there. Okay, so these things, you can adjust this. See how that slides around, and that will make this shorter or longer. And what you want is that hole to be in the middle of your hole here. That determines the width from here to here. You know, each door might be different. I think these days are all pretty standard, but they still put that on there. So I don't know if that goes on top or bottom. So we just have to stick it in there and see how it goes. Let me look at the directions. Okay, so in the directions, they want this like that. So that part's on the bottom. That doesn't look like it's close to the, that's not close to the center. Oh yeah.
This ain't in the center
Oh yeah,
either.
okay, so she's saying this isn't in the center either.
It's the center, but it's
Okay.
toward the bottom.
Okay, and then same as the other ones, they give you these short screws, wood screws on the bottom, metal screws on top. Okay. Good catch.
That's good. I was gonna put my finger over there, hold it up.
Okay, so now the part with the keyhole goes on the outside. These things, these two things wrap around this part here. So let's see here. This thing here goes through that little black hole. Well, see, if we put it like that, it's got that, this has got to be flipped around. The way we have it is that's going to be on the bottom. Follow me?
Yeah. So your keyhole's going to be upside down.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we have to flip this around. You don't have to, it just depends on how you want your keyhole. And she used to like them upside down, but now all of the other ones are
Yeah.
up.
We want it
Are up, so.
right side up.
Okay, so you just flip that over. Don't strip the screws. Okay, now we have this on top. This thing is toward the top. It slides through that hole. Snaps into place. And then see these holes here? There's two big holes. That's where the screws go in. So that hole here slides on that little rod there.
And if you put it in upside down, the holes aren't going to line up. Better make sure this one lines up so you get it all the way in there.
Yeah.
Looks like it's not in the center. Yeah, guess it is. You need to automatically put something, you put your screws in.
Well, I think if you use a drill to put these in, you might strip it. So you would want to do that. It takes a minute to put them in.
Yeah, you could have a slow-moving drill.
Yeah. Don't tighten it up too much because you don't want to bend it out of shape. If it comes loose, you can always come back and tighten it up. They will wiggle loose after a couple weeks or so, so you normally have to come back and tighten them up.
Yay!
So it works the same as the other one. When it's locked, you turn it right to unlock it, and you turn it left to lock it. Left to lock. Okay, so next we have to put in that outside beam. And I put the locks on first because I want to line that beam up with the locks. We'll take a break and then we'll come back.